Hi, Mystery Anime here. Today I'm going to explain the movie Patima Inverted. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. Several years in the future, scientists had conducted an experiment in order to utilize the energy harnessed by gravity. However, the experiment had gone wrong, and the world had found itself in an atrocious situation. Most objects and even many humans faced the effects of gravity, which had now somehow reversed. The world started to crumble, and many objects, buildings, and even humans flew away to the sky, never to be seen again. Years later, an underground society of people who call themselves the Deep Dwellers inhabit the world below the Earth's crust. Several people living there, along with Princess Patima, constantly explore the depths of the society's danger zone, searching for the real world. One day in one of the danger zones, Patima walks toward a broken bridge and suddenly opens her mask. Her face brightens up in awe as she witnesses several shining glitters flying through the air around her. Patima then rushes from there to reunite with the other people of her group, who had come to scavenge the abandoned plant. Excited by her discovery, Patima rushes back to her home, where her friend, Porta, and the elder of the society have been patiently waiting for her arrival. Patima has always wished to explore the world beyond theirs. However, the elder is against it. He reprimands Patima for once again going to the danger zone, and reminds her that she's a princess and must act like one. Porta adds how the danger zones are filled with bat humanoid monsters, so Patima shouldn't go there at all. The two then leave Patima to herself. The elders of the Deep Dwelling Society have imposed rules on the citizens to avoid the danger zones at all cost. They believe that going there can only cause them more grief than joy. The rules are so intense that even their elder's own son, Lagos, who had left for the outside world for exploration, was considered an outcast of their society. As Patima struggles to sleep, she suddenly hears a knock on the door. Lagos had come to visit her from his travels. Patima has a sibling-like relationship with Lagos. Lagos talks to Patima about his next travels. He tells her he wants to know more about the outside world, and thus he must be gone for a long time. Although Patima wishes to go with him, Lagos feels she's too young for the journey. Lagos then decides to give her a necklace as a gift, but upon seeing that the girl has already gotten too many of those gifts from him, he changes his mind. Lagos then takes out a picture of the outside world and hands it to Patima. Patima sees the picture of the outside world and with a blank expression on her face, drops it. However, the picture doesn't fall to the floor like it should have. Instead, it floats to the ceiling, almost as if gravity didn't exist. We realize that all this was just a memory of Patima from years ago, and the real Patima is still laying in her bed, unable to sleep, wondering if she had grown up enough like Lagos had told her. Inspired by her friend, Lagos, Patima finds herself constantly roaming the danger zones. One day, Patima once again goes back to the same danger zone she had gone to earlier, and finds herself on the same broken bridge. As she looks for a passage, she hears a strange noise, and tries returning back. But in the room from where she came, she finds a strange masked man waiting for her. The masked man tries to grab her, but Patima somehow manages to escape his grasp. She notices the man was standing on the ceiling, and concludes him to be a bat humanoid like Porta told her. Finding no escape before her, she rushes back to the broken bridge, and for some reason the bat humanoid doesn't follow her. Patima breathes a sigh of relief and leans on the bridge's railing, but suddenly it breaks, and she falls into the deep chasm below. We are then taken to the world of Aiga, the place where gravity works normally, and the same place which Lagos had brought a picture of. Aiga is a small town ruled by a cruel man named Izumura. A boy, Age, is resting on the empty ground, blankly staring at the starry skies, when suddenly he hears a sound. He turns around to see that a bag is hanging from the wall beside him. However, instead of falling down, it's being attracted upwards. He slowly walks towards it and notices a struggling Patima crawling towards her bag. Patima, affected by the reverse gravity of Aiga, suddenly loses her grip and asks for Age's help. He grabs the girl by her arm and both of them start floating off to the sky, as the weight of the bag and Patima combined were much greater than Age. Realizing this, Patima lets go of her bag and finally, they start to descend. Patima is still fearful that she will fall into the sky, so she asks him to save her. In order to help her, Age takes Patima to one of the several government sheds. Patima confuses him for one of the bat humanoids she saw earlier, as he too was walking inverted like the bat. However, Age assures her that he won't hurt her just because of who she is. Patima starts getting agitated, so Age tells her that he will help her. It's clear that while Patima has no knowledge of the people like Age seems to be unfazed by Patima. He seems to know about her and the inverted people. As the two talk, loud sirens ring, and Age rushes to his school promising that he will be back for her. The school Age goes to is more like a brainwashing station than school itself. The students there are taught that the Aegians, who stand the right way, are the only true human race. The other inverted race is portrayed as evil and not worthy of living. The sky is hated so much that Age is given 3 demerit points just for looking at the sky. A huge screen shows Izumura, the controlling leader of the Aiga world, preaching the greatness of their world and the superiority of their kind, the Aegians. The teachers also teach their students the very same thing. The teacher reprimands Age for his foolish behavior. He tells him that just because his father was foolish doesn't mean he has to be the same. As to why the sky is bad, he refers to page 6 of the Ancient Scriptures and says that once upon a time sinners were taken to the sky by the devil, so they must not care or even look at the sky. He states that falling to the sky is the greatest sin. Later, Age returns to the shed with some food for Patima. That night, they both watch the stars. Age and Patima bond over this sight, and Age reveals how his father wanted to go to the sky. He had even built a machine to do so, but on his way he jumped and killed himself. The people had called it divine retribution, for only a sinner would wish to go to the sky. It was something he had never been able to move on from. Patima also tells her about her family and that she lives under the earth. The night goes by with great joy and calm. Their calmness is short-lived, as the Aegian government office where Iwamura is informed about the inverted girl who appeared in Aiga a few days ago. He asks his officials to increase the surveillance. The next day, as Age and Patima are talking, Age realizes that the government officials have arrived to capture Patima, so they decide to run. With their weights perfectly balancing each other, Age is able to jump great distances. He realizes that if they made a similar jump back where they met, Age could send her back to her home. So they both rush back. But suddenly, one of Iwamura's men hits them with a net, injuring Age and capturing Patima in the process. When Age regains consciousness, he finds himself being scolded by the officials from his school. Just then, he is visited by Iwamura himself, who warns him to forget about Patima because she's not human. He also tells Age that he wouldn't want him to die accidentally like his father. Iwamura then goes back to his quarters, where he has captured Patima. He tells her how inverted people like her came into existence. Several years ago, there was an experiment alerting gravity that went wrong, creating inverted people. Almost all of them fell into the sky, but some had survived and hidden underground. Most people in Aiga had forgotten about them. But then, after several years when Lagos arrived in Aiga, Iwamura knew for sure of their existence. He then displayed the body of Lagos, whom he had captured in a container. He threatens her with her life so that she would cooperate with him to reveal everything about her clan. As he drags her outside, Iwamura enjoys the look on a scared Patima's face. On the other hand, a depressed Age heads to the place where he first met Patima. He looks down at the creek where he first saw her, when suddenly Porta appears looking for Patima. At first, Porta hides from him, but upon knowing that Age knows the princess, he quickly asks where Patima is. Age tells her that she's been taken to the administrative building and that it's almost impossible to rescue her. Hoping that the Elder can help them, Porta takes Age with him to the underground world of the Deep Dwellers. The Elder is hesitant at first. He doesn't want to believe the words of someone from Aiga. Age, however, tells them that he cares for Patima and would do anything to save her. Hearing this, the Elder then tells them about the Danger Zone, which is actually the place where the Deep Dwellers world and the administrative center of Aiga meet. Several decades ago, people from both worlds used to live peacefully here. However, with the newer rulers, this place was abandoned. They could use this place to safely travel to the place where Patima was kept captive. Porta and Age decide to work together. They grab onto each other and expertly maneuver their way to the top of the building, carefully avoiding all CCTV cameras. Just as they reach the place where Patima was kept, they decide to split up and search for her. Age reaches Patima first and the two share an embrace. However, as they are planning to escape, they were suddenly surrounded by the officials and Iwamura. Age breaks the glass above him so that they could escape from the ceiling, but the heavy chains on Patima's legs make her heavier than Age. So instead of floating off lightly, they would just crash into the sky. Age holds her down by locking his legs onto the ceiling supports, but before they can make a plan to escape, Iwamura and his friends arrive on the roof as well. Iwamura pushes Age away, nearly killing him, and takes hold of Patima. He then admits that he had his men kill Age's father for attempting to go to the sinful sky. Iwamura then hands his gun to one of his main men and orders him to shoot the boy. The man hesitates, and in that split second, Patima releases her from the grasp of Iwamura and grabs Age. The both of them crash straight into the sky. Porta notices this from nearby and realizes that this means both of them have died. Moments later, Age regains his consciousness and sees that they are floating way above the world of Aiga. However, soon both of them land on another floor, which looks similar to the utopian city of the Deep Dwellers. The world is empty, but here he is inverted, and Patima walks straight. They also find Patima's bag from before, and as they explore more, they find the same ship on which Age's father was traveling to the sky. For the first time, Age realizes how Patima had felt being inverted as they take shelter in the ship. The city around them appears to be abandoned and empty. On the ship, they find the diary of Age's father, where he explains that he had met Lagos and the both of them had worked together for building the ship. Age and Patima realize how their story was similar to Age's father and Lagos. With the help of the diary, Age and Patima manage to fix the ship. They decide to head back down to tell people about the world in the sky and also help gain back Age's father's reputation. As the CCTV captures the ship returning back from the sky, Iwamura commands his men to once again go after them. Age and Patima jump off the ship and crash into the place where they first met in order to return back to the underground. Once again, Iwamura's man fires his net at them, but instead of capturing them, he helps them by propelling them towards their destination. In the underground, the people have gathered for the funeral of Patima and are surprised to see that she was well and alive with Age. Iwamura, on the other hand, uses the ship to rush down to the underworld to finally find and vanquish all the inverted people. He crashes in soon after Age and Patima and orders his men to eliminate the inverted people. However, his men, unable to comply with the cruelty commanded by their leader, deny shooting the people. Angered by this, Iwamura takes matters into his own hands and tries shooting Age, but he jumps and he and Patima fall even below the underground. Porta throws himself at Iwamura, and Porta, along with Iwamura and the ship, follows Age and Patima. All of them plummet down to the very floor of the underground. Iwamura threatens Age to let go of Patima as she belongs to him. He uses his gun to scare him, but Age is unfazed. Iwamura goes ahead and shoots Age in his leg, but even so, Age refuses to let go of Patima. Before he could shoot again, Porta lunges at Iwamura and snatches the gun, but in the process, he falls into the sky. Iwamura laughs at his death and then unsheathes a dagger, threatening the pair once again. Patima reluctantly goes to Iwamura, but tries to snatch the dagger and stab him instead. The man is too strong for her, and she fails. Just then, the force from the ship and all of their weight breaks the floors beneath them. They start flying down again to another world. Just then, the ship crashes onto Iwamura, and he crashes into the sky. Patima comes crashing down, and Age jumps to save her. They fall together, but are saved by one of Iwamura's men with the nets from earlier. He managed to save Porta as well. Sometime later, when Age gains consciousness, he sees the world they had just discovered. It appeared to be similar to the one described by Iwamura, where once the gravity experiment was carried out. In this world, Age is inverted, but Patima and the Deep Dwellers follow the normal laws of gravity. It turns out that the people who had hidden below the earth were both the people from Aiga and the Deep Dwellers. The movie ends as the Elder finds a letter in Age's father's diary, explaining how there was still one place in the world where the gravity was normal, and they could all live a happy life. There is still hope. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.